Can you do an Ironman, and how do you train for an Ironman? Welcome to my channel if you've not been here before. This is Get Ahead. I'm literally an average Joe. Just a little bit about me. I'm 44, nearly turning 45. I did my first Ironman last year and I'm in for my second Ironman this year. I've been doing triathlon since I was 37, and I thought, since I'm starting an Iron Fit 30-week plan, I might as well document it. And you can subscribe, you can check in every week. I'll hopefully do this every week and let you know how things progress so that it can help you. I suspect you want to do an Ironman if you're here anyway. And yeah, I'll just walk you through bits and bobs now. So this is going to be like as live. So what I've got here has had a bit of a battering. I'm in a club called Clwb Cyclo Cwm Gwendraeth in our Welsh little village. And the boys have sort of directed me to this. This is great. There are loads of other training plans available, but I've read the depth of this and there's 3 plans in it. Now they're all 30 weeks. You've got the beginner program, so just finish. You've got the intermediate, and then you've got the competitive. So last year I did the intermediate, and this year I'm gonna, since I learnt a lot, got all the nerves and everything away. This year I've thought about it and I think, right, I'm ready for the competitive. I finished in 13:30, so it's not too bad for a 44-year-old, I suspect. But anyway, if you want to do an Ironman, I can help you out. Right, so once I read the book, what I did in a nutshell, and this will be a short video, I collated this file. Now, I've also got a friend who's a nutritionist, and he's helped me out with a lot of that side of it. I'll get to nutrition in other videos. So how do you get started in an Ironman? Well, you need to photocopy what's in the book on the plans, and you just follow them and you tick them off as you go through the plan. So for example, week number 1, I've just finished my week number 1 of the competitive program. So this week, and they're usually broken down as a Monday off. So today is Monday, great time for me to do a quick vlog. A Tuesday is a swim and a short run to start with. It does increase. On Wednesday, you've got a 30-minute bike, and then you've got a 15-minute run off the bike. That's called a brick workout. Then you've got on Thursdays, you've got a zone 1 on the bike, which is basically, you can talk all the way through it, but you just turn your legs. It's very, very easy. And then on a Friday, you've got a run. I'll talk about zones again. And then on the Saturday, you tend to have, Saturday and Sundays, you have the longer stints. So on a Saturday, you have a bike, and on the Sunday, you have a run. It tends to be the same pattern throughout the entire 30-week plan, right? So that's in a nutshell. Now, they obviously increase in intensity and hours of training, where you start off with something like 6 hours for the first week. By the end, you're up to like 18 hours. Now, you can fit all of this in. It sounds daunting, but you can fit it in. And if you've got a good wife or a husband, of course, you can work around this. So, you know, it's actually quite easy to plan. Now, I've got a couple of notes. So that's a nutshell of it to start with. I've got a couple of notes. Before you even think of this, I don't know if you haven't done a triathlon or anything before, you have to have a half-decent road bike. Now, I'm not knocking any companies or whatever, but some companies you can just walk in and you just grab a bike, and they're not specific cycling shops. I would advise you to go to a specific cycling shop, or I started, and it's on Get Ahead videos as well, I started with buying a broken frame. I fixed it up, carbon fibre frame. I built it all myself. I saved about £2,500 on my bike. I've still got it now. I've had it for years. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I am a design and technology teacher, and I've got a degree in materials and things, so that was okay for me to do. That is up to you, but I saved a lot of money, and I continue to do things like that anyway. I make things up and I build them as I go along. What I've had as well, I've had a decent road bike to compete in, and I can go through details of those road bikes later on other vlogs. But what's most important, I bought a very, very cheap, and I'm talking £60, £70 road bike second hand off Facebook Marketplace or eBay. I had it off Facebook just down the road. Popped down there, grabbed it, ideal, perfect. You need to know your size on the bike as well. There are other videos to measure yourself on bikes. I just bought a trainer, a turbo trainer, £30, plopped that bike on the turbo trainer, that's in the garage, and it is the best thing you can purchase for Ironman training. I genuinely advise you really need to get a basic, cheap road bike, whap it on turbo, stick it in the garage, because when it's dark, when it's really cold, when it's really rainy outside, and you just need to get a workout done around your family and work commitments, jump on the turbo in the garage, 1 hour, job done. So that is my biggest tip. Second tip is swimming. Now, we live like 25 minutes in each direction from 3 swimming pools. So we're out in the sticks here. However, I have swimming lessons. They are swimming lessons. They're coached sessions. They're sort of advanced swimming lessons. They're called FAST, so fitness and swimming technique lessons. They're only £1 more than your usual lane swim. So I just go for them, and every Tuesday night I have a coach session that's following a run. And then on a Thursday or towards the weekend, I'll find time then to do my own swim, maybe 40 minutes up to an hour, whatever. The intensity does increase. At this particular moment in time, you will not need a wetsuit because you're doing pool swim sessions, but you will need wetsuit from sort of week 15 onwards, or even week 10 onwards. So a wetsuit is important. Now, my very first wetsuit was a DHB from Wiggle website, I think it was. Obviously, there are other websites available, but at DHB, it was very reasonable priced, something like £70 to £80, and that that got me started in my first triathlons. But by now, I've got Zone 3, and they do cost quite a bit. But it's earning your stripes, it's working through the process and getting the experience, and then you understand when you get the better kit, what a difference. But you've got to start somewhere, and it is an expensive sport between everything. So there we are. Those are my notes in a nutshell on my lovely pad here. So prepare for 30 weeks. Within those 30 weeks as well, you're not just aiming for the Ironman, you need events in between as well. So you need a sprint triathlon, a half distance triathlon, which is a half Ironman. It doesn't have to be the Ironman brand. There are loads much cheaper. Those are the ones I sign up to, because half Ironman these days cost £400 anyway. It's up to you. It's great to have an Ironman half because they are great events, but you can also find cheaper ones. And then in Wales, we've got something, well, they are around the world, but you've got something called a long course weekend, which is pretty much an Ironman broken up into 3 days or over a weekend. So you've got your swim on the Friday evening, which is quite tough actually, after work all day, especially if you're a teacher. And then on a Saturday, you've got your cycle, 112 miles, and then you've got your marathon on a Sunday. Now, many people, including myself, say that it's more difficult than the Ironman. Because on the Ironman, you're just intense, you're going for it throughout the day. The long course, you've got aches and pains setting in throughout the weekend. And the marathon is quite difficult because your legs are just dead after that cycle. So this is where the plan comes in and consistency comes in. I will leave you with that for this week. So have a look at that. Print some, photocopy that. I'll be back every week. Please subscribe because you can keep on top, and I'll keep you with more information as I go along. I'll let you know how my week has gone, etc. We'll go with that. See you soon.